Hello again, this is BGFH. Welcome back to the Illegally Cited YouTube channel. Today we're going to take a quick look at another little game I just discovered here pretty recently. The game I'm talking about today is called Antichamber. It's available on Steam right now for the PC. And Antichamber is a really kind of weird first-person puzzle game. It's not a shooter by any means. It does have a gun, I guess you would call it, for lack of a better word, but it has nothing to do with shooting anything. You can't die. Um, the gun or guns that are available are basically meant for manipulating the environment. So, when you start Antichamber, I'm purposely looking down at the floor right now just to not really give anything away, but when you start in Antichamber, you just start in this chamber. This is what you see. This is everything takes place in the environment. There is no actual menu system or, save screen, anything like that. Everything in the game, everything that you're doing, even setting a couple of options, is in the game. And this little room here, I can't get to it right now, but you do walk through. I have played this for a couple of hours so far, just trying to figure it out, and we'll get to that as we go here. But you can kind of walk through here and see inside of this actual first room that you start. Pretty cool. So, like I said, you start out with nothing. You can't, I can click, but it's not going to do anything. But you start out in this room. Everything, or all you need to know right here. So basically it gives you your basic controls. You get a couple of settings, your mouse sensitivity, your inversion, your screen resolution, whatever. You can reset the game at any time here. There's a clock, which not sure what it does. I think it's just kind of setting a par time. It's like, hey, we think you can probably get through this in around 2 hours. Well, not so much. I've played this for, like I said, probably a couple hours, a little bit more myself. And I just did reset the game for the purposes of this, and partly because I sort of am starting to understand the game a little bit better, and I think I wanted just a fresh start. So, we're just gonna play from a new game just to give you guys an idea what this is. And over here we have, this is an example in really large form actually. You'll see these throughout the game. You get these little signs or little tips. There'll be a picture, you click on it, and then you get a little saying that gives you some sort of weird hint. And they're not really specifically telling you what to do. You can read them because, like I said, they're not going to say, oh, this is how you solve this puzzle. Instead, they kind of give you these really kind of vague hints. They almost have this weird, like, I don't know, Chinese proverb kind of wording or style to them. Or, you could picture, like, I don't know, Mr. Miyagi saying something like some of these tips. Like, for instance, this first one here. The journey is a series of choices. The first is to begin the journey. Alright, fair enough. And like I said, just like everything else, everything is in the interface, so you don't get a separate pop-up window, there's no extra pop-ups that's, just getting in the way. If I want to read something, I just walk up to it. If I want to make it bigger, if you can read it back here, great. If you can't, walk up close. That's the other thing I really like about this game is, I'll start from a visual kind of perspective here, is that everything, for the most part, is really easy to see. Anywhere that there's text, you got this nice plain black background most of the time. You got a clear font, it gets large. Like I said, if you can get closer to read it, and it can get pretty big. Very easy to read, and very easy to use the interface in this game. So, let's get out of this room and actually start playing. Click here, it says. So what this is here is actually going to be the map. Alright, we'll click here. Let me turn up my, there we go, turn up my headset a little bit. Alright, so we're in this area here. Oh, okay, we got an eyeball. Okay, that one doesn't react like the one later in the game. So, let's just walk forward, and it says jump. So let's jump. Okay. We fell down a little bit. This, I have no idea. This is some kind of exit thing or whatever, but I can't do anything with these blocks yet. So we'll turn around and go the other way. So you notice if I walk slow enough, I get this weird kind of staircase, or this weird bridge. Get a little wall there. So the main thing with Antichamber is it really likes to mess around with your perspective. It really likes to play with like gaming conventions. So like, you know, you'd expect something to work this way. You really kind of have to throw a lot of that out the window when you're playing this. So I'm gonna, instead of going across like that, I'm gonna jump down even further. Whoosh. Alright. So, we fell down. I'm gonna crank it up a little more here. There we go. And I did leave the sound a little bit louder in this video because it's really just a lot of ambient background noise, and I figured, you know, it'd be good for you guys to hear that. So, here we go. We got one of those little tips or signs that I was talking about earlier. Let's click it. Find out what it says. It says, failing to succeed does not mean failing to progress. Alrighty, fair enough. So, we'll walk forward here. Cruise down this path. Now it sounds like we're in some sort of like sewer tunnel, a bunch of dripping water or something. Alright, we got another sign here, another arrow. Alright, some paths are clearer than others. Fair enough, got a big old arrow. Now, what I notice is that upon starting this over, this game can be really non-linear. Like I could have gone across that bridge, or, you know, that I did all the way instead of jumping all the way down, and it would have let me do that. But apparently, you know, there is kind of a set sort of sequence that it will guide you through if you do follow these little arrows around, because these arrows are not going to be there all the time. Once I go through here, it's not going to be, you're not going to get those. So let's continue our path. Alright. Nothing on the walls, just keep going forward. Red or blue? Up or down? I like blue, so let's go up. Alright, keep on going. Follow the path. Now we get a sign. Alright. A choice may be as simple as going left or going right. Fair enough. So we'll take the red path this time. Or not. Now you see these signs are actually just coming to play, because of the first time I went through here, there was nothing. It just said, hey, go explore. Check it out. Alright. Alright, the choice does not... Oh, the choice does not matter if the outcome is the same. So basically, yeah, it means if you go down the red path, it's going to loop. If you go down the blue path, it's going to loop. So, let's not go at either one of those paths. Let's go backwards and see if that does anything. What do you know? Instead of that kind of dark path, now we've got this weird green area to go through. Let's see what this sign says. Alright. when you return to where you have been, things aren't always as remembered. Fair enough. So, as I said, this game, Antichamber, it really just messes with your kind of perspective of reality, you know, I mean, or just the way the games are. Um, at first, when I first played this game, it just blew my mind because it was just like it was doing all these really weird things, and like I actually kind of, you know, I wasn't really paying attention to the signs, and I'm like, how in the hell do I get out of this? You know, I keep going in loops, and then I do something else, and it was just taking me all kinds of crazy places. And after playing the game for, oh, I don't know, a half hour, um, the way I kind of described it to my friend was I kind of was like, well, yeah, he goes like, yeah, I saw you've been playing Antichamber, and I said, yeah, I've been playing Mindfuck the game, because that's what it was like. It was like, it was just really kind of crazy. Not what you would expect. So let's go through this door. Now, this is the one thing visually that I could see some people not really liking, or some people, visually impaired gamers, I could see some people having some trouble with this. When you're not in these little colored areas, when you're just going down a hallway, a lot of the environment is just really, really sparse. It's just this white, just this kind of white out background with little lines indicating that, hey, I'm going down a hallway, or, you know, hey, there's some stairs here, or whatever. And I know a lot of visually impaired gamers, or a lot of visually impaired people in general, can be really light sensitive, and so, you know, bright lights or, you know, a lot of white can bother them. So if you are one of those people, you may have some difficulty with this game, and I know it's not something that, you know, that they would really necessarily account for in the development of the game. And I know they were kind of going for this kind of weird, you know, like, is it kind of a sparse look, stylized look. But it would have been kind of nice to say, you know, I don't want to have this, could I just have this, you know, instead of being bright white, could I have it a different color, maybe a gray, or just some other, you know, not necessarily a primary color like a lot of the other areas of the game, but just something to kind of mute the brightness down a little bit, or if maybe you got to darken your monitor a little bit. So let's continue here. We got this little button with a little finger hitting escape. So this sign says, some choices leave us running around in a lot without really getting anywhere. Alright. So, now we're trapped in this room. There's seemingly no escape. Or is there? By pressing escape. So yeah, at any time, you can pop out to the main menu, for lack of a better word, and choose to go to the map, and any of these little points that I've been to, I can now just instantly, if I click one of these, I can just instantly pop in. So now over here, if I click, make that go away, so now all of these tooltips, or all these little signs that I've accumulated in the game, and there are loads of them, will appear there, and I can just review them at any time. So let's pop back up to the top here. Alright, it wants me to do that, so let's... Alright, now it says walk, where it said jump before. So I'm going to hold the shift key down and walk as it commands me to do. Alright, cross that bridge. So again, a lot of white right here. Might be a little bit hard to see for some people. Alright, let's see what this sign says real quick. Taking the first step can be harder than the rest of the challenge. Fair enough. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, left or right? Let's go left. we got here? We got all kinds of things. Oh, jeez. Okay, I didn't even notice that. Where the hell am I? Alright, so these you'll come across from now and every now and again. If I jump, whee! It's like these weird little trampoline, bouncy pad elevator things. And they come into play a little later, like if I were to time this right. Oh. And if I weren't terrible, come on. Oh wait, I gotta pay attention now. There we go. Getting higher. So as you can tell, you know, if I could maybe get up higher in some places, if I were to jump from a high enough place, maybe if I go down further, maybe there's another path down there. So there's stuff like that that comes into play. Let's walk up this path that it so wonderfully threw me down here. Now, which way did I come from? That's the one thing about this game that can be really interesting. There's a lot of ways that paths can loop around on themselves, and you can come at a lot of rooms from a variety of different angles, and that's one of my initial observations of this game that I thought was kind of weird. Okay, so this is where taking the first step. Okay, so this is where I was. So I went this way. Got it. But what I was saying was that if you come to these different areas from a different angle, a lot of times what happens is if you're just kind of exploring and not really following the critical path and following the arrows, what happened is I would solve some kind of a puzzle, and then right after solving it, I'd get one of these signs, and it would tell me some kind of weird, you know, vague kind of hint that we're getting like these so far. But it would be something that kind of pertained to the puzzle that I just did. So at first I was like, alright, is this kind of a weird way of this game telling me just, you know, screw you guys, you know, or screw you, you know, you just, here, you know, laughing at, you know, here's a hint for the puzzle you just solved. But it would seem that no, if you follow it in a certain order, it'll make more sense. But you will get some of these signs out of order if you just kind of go exploring on your own. So, got another sign here, and I clicked it, and it says, we often fall into things when we least expect it. Well, yeah, I did not expect that, to be honest with you, so let's hop over here. Ooh. Okay. I recognize that, sort of. Can't go that way because we can't jump high enough, apparently. So in addition to just walking around, like I said, eventually you do get these little... Oh, weird. Okay. I forgot all about this area. I haven't explored this area very much. Let's see what this sign says here. Small steps can take you great distances. So that was a thing if I would have walked fast, I probably would have... well, let's test it. So if I walk really fast... Oh, okay. Well, there are a lot of places where if you don't... if you do walk slow, you will get a different outcome where compared to when you just run forward. So it is kind of giving you a hint there. Alright, so actually that is going to give us a hint right here. These little balls, if I move fast... Ooh, I didn't even notice that. Okay, so if we go this way and we run fast, they go crazy. But if I walk, they're totally cool about it. Alright. So, here we go, we got this window, we'll walk around it. And let's see where it takes us. We got a door here we can't go to. What does this sign say? Okay, taking one path often means missing out on another. Okay, you know what, I think I get what that means now, because if I remember correctly, if I were to go back and run through this, those balls wouldn't stop me, but it would open this instead. So we're gonna go this way for now. Alright. So again, here is a way this game likes to play with perspective. So if I look at this box from over here, we got a green. If I look at it from the front, we got a red, and we got a pit, apparently, which I think I know exactly where that goes. And we got a green over here again. So it looks like the only way we can go is down. Let's do that. Oh, wait. Okay. Right, so now when I turned around, that's another thing that Antichamber loves to do, is you're walking around, you turn around thinking you're gonna, oh, I'm gonna go back. And the world has just totally messed you up. It's changed, and now you're somewhere where you didn't know. You're in this totally new room. So let's go across, because there's a couple things I want to show you here. Like I said, I have played this for a little while, just to give you an idea of some of the craziness this game has to offer. I don't want to extend this video too long, but like I said, there are some things I do kind of want to show you here. Alright, let's read this sign. How we perceive a problem can change every time we see it. Isn't that the truth? So now we've got this pendulum up here, and I do want to show you that room because it's cool looking. But I've got over here I got an eyeball, and over here, oh, door closes. Eyeball. Every time I look at it. So, if that door closes every time I look at it, what if I were to just, boom, back through it? Little things like that. Read the sign here. Alright, a few steps backward may keep you moving forward. So there's an example of normally I think the game probably intended you to hit this at a later time, because again, I just figured that out through the other side. But if I were to come to that sign from this way, it would inform me sort of what to do with this door. And again, so I'm apparently kind of going out of its recommended order. But like I said, when I started this game and just exploring around, like something will catch my eye and I'll want to look at it, that happens a lot. So again, here's another thing that this game will do to mess with your perspective. So we've got this red room here. Only one way out. But we've got a blue window thing with some kind of swirls and stuff in there. And we got a green one on this side. But if I walk up to it all the way, boom, now we're in a blue room. And I can take a totally different exit. This will take me... What do you say to me? A window of opportunity can lead to new places if you are willing to take a closer look. Alright. So that room across the hall there, that, if I can kind of see around that sign, that is one of the guns. That's the first gun that you get. And what that's going to allow us to do is to kind of manipulate. We can pick up and place blocks. There are these little blocks around the environment that will allow you to do different things. So we're going to cruise down this way here. have no idea what these sound effects mean. We got this weird croaking sound. As we go on, it gets darker. So there are a couple of places where it gets totally dark, and so what you might do is you might back up like this. Keep that in mind, okay. Oh, there's the other one, so then I can back up this way. So if you kind of really get lost in these dark areas, a little trick you can do. Alright, we can go this way. We got another sign here. Okay, look a little harder and you will find a way forward. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, okay, so remember how that was just like a little window or a little thing when we first fell down up there? And this is one of the first signs that we came across. Now that the world has totally changed, and I think from this point on, back here, I've linked two different parts of the world together, and so I can travel this way now too. But here is a trick that you wouldn't really think of if this arrow didn't happen to be there. And most of the time this arrow wouldn't be there. So let's do what it says and hang a left. And again, I can't see crap, so again, go like that if you want. Alright. What do we got here? Okay. Venturing into the unknown can lead to great rewards. There's the close-up. There's my little gun thing that I want. And there we go. Remember, there's where we just were looking at it from across the hall. So, actually, if I remember correctly, this is what I was talking about when we originally got into the game. The end may come before we were ready to get there. So if I go through here, boom! How about that? There's our nice little chamber that we started in. That's a nice touch. I do like that. Anytime you can kind of get a cool look at something like that. So I thought that's a really cool touch. And again, here's the exit. Life isn't about getting to the end. True enough. Alright, we'll walk into this green area here. And if I remember correctly, this is a way we're gonna get the gun. So if I go over here... So, like I said, what I'm doing is... There's one over there. There's one over there. Let's see. Let's see what this says real quick. Okay, at times we need to view the world from someone else's perspective. So we're gonna walk up to this. Oh, wait a minute. I just screwed that up, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay, so I want to go like that. Come on, wait. Okay, we got the arrow. It's telling me to go that way. Okay, so now we're over there. And now, if I recall... Wait, what the hell? I think I just did that completely wrong. Yeah, I need to get in there. How do I do that? Oh, okay. Let's see. If I go to this white... No. Crap, how do I do that again? I know I've done this before. And now I feel really stupid. I think it was telling me to venture into this... Oh, here we go. There's a really dark sign here. And there's that light side. Boom! There we go. And we got our first gun. Alright, so I'm going to take you through a little bit more before I wrap it up, just to give you guys, like I said, a little look at the game. And I want to show you how sort of the gun stuff at least starts to work. My friend has gotten really far in the game. I think he's beat it now, but I have not played this a whole lot, and I have not gotten anywhere past this first gun that we've gotten. But so we got the sign that says, "Try hard enough and you will get where you want to go, or want to be." Alright, so alright, we're stuck in this. So here we got this little block, and it's telling me right mouse button. Alright, let's do that. Okay. So that would lead me to believe that if I click... Oh. Yep, so it's telling me, okay, so there's a little arrow up there. And if I aim correctly... Ah. Oh, cool. I actually... Oh, I can get it. Come on. Uh-oh. Will it let me get my block back? Alright, just kind of messing around, and I just made it where I can't get my block back. Sweet. That was really dumb. Alright, well, to wrap things up, you get the idea. I'm going to go back to my main menu with Escape. And I do want to show you around one little area just because I thought it looked pretty cool. And I think... I gotta remember where it is here. No... You might be here. Yep, alright, here we go. So, remember we went back over there. I do want to show you the pendulum room real quick, because just really kind of a, like I said, a really neat art style to this game. And if you look closely, there's letters in there. L-I-F-E. L-I-F-E. Life. Alright. So, this is just a room, and I don't know if any of these are really going to serve any purpose at some point, or they're just here to look cool. Maybe the guy just made some cool little pixel art or something. But I just want to show you these because, hey, they look really cool. Bunch of little just kind of artistic designs on these cubes. Really cool artwork. There we go. Some of them are moving and some of them are pretty stationary. That one I thought looks cool. I really like the kind of... Another thing I like about this game in general is just I like the bright colors that it uses. You know, you got a lot of primary colors, red, blue, green. There's some pink in there, a couple of other colors, but this one is really cool too. This blue one over here and then this one. Just watching, it does all kinds of cool. Yeah. Woo. Cool. But this game is actually made in an Unreal Engine. Made in the Unreal Engine, which is kind of surprising, because you think Unreal Engine, you think games like, you know, Unreal, Gears of War, any number of first or third person shooters out now. Really kind of a brown, gray, just gritty look. So, you know, again, I really like the primary colors, the bright colors. Just a game that looks different again. I mean, like I said, you don't... That's something we're really missing in some of the, like, I really think in the modern games. We're missing color. Not everything has to be brown, gray, and whatever. So again, here's another example of where they really mess with perspective. This is a room, and you go back here, boom, I can go in here, and I can go around this sign, and it enters in this whole other kind of dimension, sort of like a portal or something like that, but kind of a portal, kind of, but not really. So let's finish going around these here, give you a quick look at this. But I think I've mentioned most everything, you know, most of the basics about this game. Can it give you an idea of, like I said, I haven't gone into too many puzzles for you guys yet, but it definitely gives you an idea of what, that looks pretty cool. But it gives you an idea of what what this game is like, and that picture there, that one's always weirded me out. That's kind of a weird looking one. MIA. All right. But you know, visually, I don't have a problem playing this at all so far. Sometimes, like I said, I do wish kind of some of the white could be muted a little bit, or, you know, toned down a little bit, because it can be a little bright. But a nice little Pong kind of thing. That's pretty sweet. Cool. Alright. So that is the Pendulum Room. And that is a quick look at Antichamber. Like I said, this game just came out on Steam. I believe it's selling for about 15 bucks regular price. Naturally, you know, give it a little while, it'll be on sale probably sooner rather than later at some point. But, you know, again, you know, you don't have to buy all of Steam's games on sale. If something looks really cool, definitely check it out. I mean, even at 15 bucks, just the amount of work that has gone into this is, you know, and just the overall kind of style of the game and gameplay, I really like it, and I would say it is worth the 15 bucks. Antichamber, we've been seeing it around for a couple of years now. I've seen it, you know, a couple of videos here and there, a couple of write-ups on it, you know, at like game developer conferences and Penny Arcade Expo, kind of things like that. And it's been kind of in the indie gaming scene for a while now. But you know, it's finally out, and like I said, if you like a really kind of crazy puzzle game that gives you something a little bit different than the typical Match 3 or Falling Block puzzle, definitely give Antichamber a look. And if you have any comments or questions, just leave them in the comments or whatever below. And hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, I will talk to you guys later.